Hello, and welcome to the Model P31 Wellness Podcast. My name is Bridget McCrae, and I am thrilled that you're listening today. In each episode, I'll be sharing practical ideas to help on our journeys to wellness as a whole. Think of this as encouragement central. During our time today, let's talk about doing it again and again and again. In other words, consistency. So, my husband uses an analogy that I really like. It's very visual. Think of chopping down a tree. If one wanted to chop down a tree, what would be the best way to go about doing that? Would it be the random swinging of an axe, different places on the tree? Or would it be the intentional swinging of that axe in the same spot on the tree? Now, both would probably get the tree to fall, but which one would get the tree to fall the quickest? The one with the intentional swinging of the axe in the same place, right? So, in our first episode, we talked about finding what your why is. What is important to you about this journey? Why are you on this journey in the first place? Your why may be completely different from mine, and that's perfectly fine because it's your journey. It's personal to you. So what is your why? And then in episode 2, we talked about making a plan. So today, as I mentioned, we're going to talk about cultivating consistency. I'd like to say this about consistency for all the perfectionists out there. Consistency does not mean perfection. Consistency does not mean perfection. I'll say it one more time for the people in the back who maybe did not hear me. Consistency does not mean perfection. I used to think if I didn't get my eating on point every single day or my physical activity on point every single day, that I was just going to ruin my efforts. That is so far from the truth. So another analogy that my husband likes to use and has used to help me on my own journey, especially when I got started, is comparing it to the stock market. We want to look at the trends, not looking at it like day trading and every little change, whether that be stepping on the scale or how much exercise I may get in a day or whatever the case may be. Looking at the long haul, maybe looking at what's happening in a week as opposed to what's happening day by day. But certainly the journey, the swinging of the axe is intentional. It's not haphazard. Random swinging is haphazard. We don't want haphazard because with haphazardness, then the results are not going to be consistent. They're not going to help us to see what we'd like to see for long term. Okay? If that makes any sense, I hope it does. So here are a couple of action steps that I hope you will find helpful. And again, these are things that I've used on my own journey. I still use, and they've been very effective for me personally. One is regularly doing one small thing. And when I say regularly, whatever it is that works for you. Let's say for you to start off, regularly means once a week. Yahoo! Once a week, let it be once a week. No problem. one small thing once a week if that's your regularly to get started. Number 2, celebrating small victories. I'll have to admit that I had a tough time with this one because my brain kept telling me that consistency meant perfection. So as I mentioned earlier, that's not what it means. So I learned to celebrate small victories. Whether those victories were on the scale or not, because victories are not only measured by the scale. You can think of small victories like, I've been sleeping better since I started this new small habit, this new small thing from step 1. I noticed I'm sleeping better. I noticed my skin is clearing up. Whatever that may be for you, the scale is not the only way to measure progress. So number 3 would be to consider keeping a log of some kind to track your consistency, whether it's digital or manual, whatever it is that works for you. Personally, I use the MyFitnessPal app. I've been using it for almost 7 years now, and I absolutely love it. Everybody, that may not work for everyone, and that's okay. That's not the only app in existence, and some people may prefer the old-fashioned way, paper and pen. I do that with certain things. Give me the old school way. So if that works better for you, great. Maybe you just want to use the Notes app on your phone and do it that way. Whatever it is that works for you, because this is your journey. My journey is going to look different from your journey. So, all right. So the next thing would be to check in routinely with a coach to stay on target. I believe it was episode 1 in which I mentioned consider getting a coach, someone who's certified who can help get a plan for you, help you make a plan, something that is workable for you, and set an agreed upon time as far as your frequency in following up with this particular coach, whether it's once a week, once every 2 weeks, whatever it is that works for you. Okay, the next thing would be that trusted friend that I also mentioned in episode 1, that person to whom you give permission to hold you accountable. If you need additional support, by all means, call on that person. That's why that person is there. This is why you've given this person permission to hold you accountable, because we're human. Sometimes we do need help, even though we may not want to ask for it, but we still need it sometimes nevertheless, right? So especially with so many things, we're having to do so many things differently in this current time span. Call in the troops, the reinforcements. Do what you have to do to have success on your journey. And you never know how you're encouraging someone else to get started or to continue on his journey or her journey. And the last thing is, for those who are also Christ followers, seek Him for help. He wants to help us. He wants us to be in good health. Our bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit, and we were bought with a price. So He wants us to be well so that we can be as healthy as possible to do the things that He has set aside for us to do. So, if you're not a Christ follower, that's okay. But for those who are, ask Him for help. He wants to help you. So, I'd like to invite you as a podcast listener to visit modelp31wellness.com/podcast.promo for special product offers. There you will find some tools that I believe will be useful on your journey to a healthier you. And the offers again are exclusive to podcast listeners. Also, this is very important, and it's for your safety. Consult with a physician, your physician, before making changes to your dietary and or physical activity habits. Again, for your safety, consult with your physician before making changes to your dietary and or physical activity habits. So I want to thank you today and say that I'm so happy you took this time for your health, and to thank you and to remind you that you are worth the investment. You are worth the investment. Always remember that. Thank you for allowing me to be along with you on your journey to a healthier you. I look forward to being with you the very next time. Again, my name is Bridget McCrae, and thanks again for listening. If you found this helpful, please click the subscribe button and share it with friends. Short messages just to encourage people on their journeys to wellness. Again, Encouragement Central. All right, take care. We'll be with you the next time. Bye-bye.